Hey everybody, we're back for another one. I know it's been a while. I have to apologize for that. I hurt my back and haven't been able to get up and around very well to make a video. You can see that we have the addition on the shop started. We got our holes dug and our concrete in the holes. We got our posts stood up and everything is plumb and straight. So we've been working on that a little bit. And we've been working on the rat a little bit. We got the top that we've been working on. So let's go ahead and wander in the shop and we'll show you that. Here you can see we've been working on our top. The top that was on the Willys was really smashed down really bad when we got it. We went ahead and did a chop on it and tried to line things up the best we could. It was just so bad that it didn't really look the greatest. So we took another piece of metal and we put on top, and we'll show you how we did that. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and notify button as well, and stick around. We'll show you how we did this. Okay, as you can see, we have it tacked across here in the front, and then a little bit up to this side, and then this is where it starts to dish down a little bit, and we got some tacks across the back. We had a little bit of an issue there where we had to shrink that down a little bit, so we slid a slice in there and then everything laid down, and we tacked that back up too. So we'll weld this all up eventually, and then the other side is a lot worse than this side. It's got a big gouge dent in it over there, so we might go ahead and make some pieces that kind of come over here to there, so we can fill this side in as well. It's looking way better than it was. Gives it a little bit of character because we have a center line down it now, and we're just gonna keep plugging away, welding this in, and then probably getting a couple little panels on the sides here and there, and we'll probably be done with the roof at that. But that shows you what we're doing with the roof. That'll be the end of this video here, and yeah, on the next one you'll be able to see what we got done with this, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Leave us a comment, see what you're thinking, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. We have the cab sitting here for the Rat Rod, the Wild Willys, and as you can see a line here and a line here where it's, well, this one's actually ground down, but the top has been chopped 3 inches, and it's been lowered down. Unfortunately, when we received the body of this, the top of it was all crushed way down, and it held an amazing amount of water. We took hammers and whatnot and tried to bring it back up, and it was just so creased and so messed up that we just left it alone. Amongst doing the chop, it ended up getting cut across here to pull it wider, and then the back ended up getting cut this way to spread it out this way also, so everything would line back up. We're satisfied with the chop, the height of it, but this doesn't look the greatest. I'm not real happy with how this is still all oil canned, and it's got high spots and low spots really bad. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull the visor off, and I have a hood that we're going to take, and we're going to cut the outer skin off the hood, and we're going to set it up here and see if we can maybe make a nicer looking top out of it. So I guess the first step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the visor, and it'll give you a lot better look and see what we have here as well. Pretty nice day here in northern Michigan today. I don't know if you can hear it or not on the camera, but there's a lot of bikes going by. We got a day today that's almost 60-degree weather and mostly sunny. And tomorrow's supposed to be almost 70 and thunderstorms. So that's the way our weather goes here in northern Michigan. Yeah, that's one of those things they always say, if you don't like the weather, stick around 5 minutes and it'll change. So it's crazy. We've had a crazy spring, lots and lots and lots of rain already. The weatherman is probably pulling his hair out trying to figure out what's going to happen next, because every time they say we're going to have one thing, we end up having something totally different. So, okay, we'll just set this back here. And now, if you want to take a look at this, Teresa, with the camera, you can go ahead and come up. Teresa's doing our videoing for us today. She does an excellent job as usual. And see if you can kind of look that over so our friends can see what we got going on. As you can see, it's pretty wavy. Everything kind of lined up when we did it, as far as front to back and side to side, but the top certainly didn't line up very well at all. It's very, very wavy. You can see where it's been pounded up in places, where we had to get the big bowl portion kind of out of the top. Okay, here's our hood that we're going to use. It's just off of, I think it's an 88 or an 89 Chevy pickup that we had laying around. As you can see, it's a donor hood. It's a parts piece. We have a little dent right here that we can tap out, no big deal. But it's got a radius kind of this way, and it also goes this way. We have a center line here, and then we have these two lines there. So I figured with the shape of it, we probably could put it up here and make it fit pretty good. But what we're going to have to do is come around the edge, and I'm going to grind this corner right here, because we have two pieces. We got an inner piece and an outer piece, and this outer piece comes down, makes this corner, comes down, and it's spot welded through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my grinder with a hard stone on it and grind this edge, which will pop that into a seam, and then we'll be able to take this top piece off, and we'll throw the rest of it off to the side. So we'll just be using this top piece of the shell here. So we're gonna go ahead and start grinding on this, and we'll be basically cutting the edge is what we'll be doing. Okay, we have our top released from the second panel here, and we have it sitting up here on top of our cab. And it don't look too bad. It looks a lot better than what the cab itself does. But we have this big hangover here in this kind of pointed out area. I think what we're going to do is, because we have these lines right here, I think what we'll do is we'll tape alongside of the lower edge here on both, and we'll zip cut up here and cross, and we'll just get rid of the two sides. And then we'll set it back up here, kind of centered in, and then we'll cut right here in the center and kind of roll this down. And what that'll do is one will cross over the other one, and we'll cut it again. Basically what we're doing is we're shrinking the metal, because we'll have to relieve it, cut it, and then relieve it again, and then we'll actually end up just welding that back up. But we're just trying to figure out something different to do with this top, because it's so beat up, and we might end up even getting a different hood. But this one here was just one that we had outside on a beater truck anyway, so we thought we'd bring it in and try it, see what it would look like. And if we're not happy with it, we'll just get another hood, or we'll cut another top out of another cab out of a junkyard or something. So right now we're going to go ahead and tape this up. We'll get these lines as straight as we can, and then we'll cut it and go from there. Dust on it from sitting outside over the winter. Okay, that looks pretty good. We can always trim a little bit more if we need to. I'd suggest wearing gloves with this, because after you cut that seam around the edges here, these get very, very sharp. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this. Basically what I'm going to be doing is cutting this edge right here, so we got where it rolls down, and we're going to get rid of this. Okay, we got the side pieces cut off. Now we're going to take this and set it back up on the roof here. Gets rid of a lot of that garbage that was on there. A lot of it. We still have a little bit on this side here, but that'll be okay. We can actually put another piece on here if we have to bridge this over. It takes up most all of this. Again, we can bridge this over here as well. So, okay, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and zip cut this right here and see if we can fold that down and try to get this roll all the way across. Now this is probably going to come down in here, so we'll have to cut it across this way also. But we'll see what it looks like right now. Okay, that's better. But like I said, we'll have to figure this out here. This could actually come forward just a little bit. Okay, we'll go ahead and set that back up on our bench over here, and I'll cut that off and we'll see if it's any better. Okay, we got that cut done. We left our tape on it for time being. As you can see now, when that comes down, that makes that line pretty close across there. And if I take this one down, it makes it pretty close. So I think that that'll work. And what we'll be doing is we'll be adding this little center rib down. We'll be adding that to the cab. And then this little contour here where it kind of folds off, we'll be adding that to the cab too. I'm not going to butt cut it. I'm just going to put it right on top of it and weld it in. So we'll actually have a double layer there. So what I'm going to do right now I'm gonna kind of mark this because I'm pretty pleased with where it sits right now. So I'll mark that side. We'll mark this side. We'll mark this corner like this. We'll mark this corner like this. Okay, now what I'm going to end up doing is pull my tape off, and I'll have to clean up my edges, and I'll have to clean up the cab around it, and we'll have to also cut the back because it's sticking over on the back quite a ways right now. So it's sticking over probably close to 12 inches beyond. Thinking probably want to cut it off. I'll leave a little extra, so I'll probably cut it off somewhere in here. And what I'll do is I'll just measure from here up on each side and then just straight edge it and cut it off. So. There. Okay, we got our hood sitting on top of our cab here, our hood piece that we cut out, and we have it all the way around cleaned up. We got this cleaned up all the way around as well. What we're going to do is we're just going to tack this down like right here, and maybe put a couple tacks here in the front, and we'll work our way to this corner. Then we'll do this side here, work our way to the corner, and then we'll take one side or the other and we'll just start working back. We're only going to be putting little tacks in. It's one, we want to see how it's going to work and lay down. So So we'll get started. Okay, as you can see, we have it tacked across here in the front, and then a little bit up to this side, and then this is where it starts to dish down a little bit, and we got some tacks across the back. We had a little bit of an issue there where we had to shrink that down a little bit, so we slid a slice in there, and then everything laid down, and we tacked that back up too. So we'll weld this all up eventually, and then the other side is a lot worse than this side. It's got a big gouge dent in it over there, so we might go ahead and make some pieces that kind of come over here to there, so we can fill this side in as well. It's looking way better than it was. Gives it a little bit of character because we have a center line down it now, and we're just gonna keep plugging away, welding this in, and then probably getting a couple little panels on the sides here and there, and we'll probably be done with the roof at that. But that shows you what we're doing with the roof. That'll be the end of this video here, and yeah, on the next one you'll be able to see what we got done with this, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Leave us a comment, see what you're thinking, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.